All buddies who have launched nuclear missiles know this is an underground complex used for launching them. The complex mainly consists of the launch control center, the blast-proof zone, and the missile launch silo, and the three parts are connected by pipelines. It is extremely difficult to enter the interior of the complex. First, before entering the main gate, you need to dial the first electronic phone to request the gate be opened. After entering the main gate, you must then proceed to the entrance of the complex's blast-proof zone and must dial the second authorization phone number for entry within 3 minutes. If over 3 minutes pass, security forces will immediately investigate. This design has an advantage. If someone is held at gunpoint to authorize the door, intentionally delaying past 3 minutes allows them to trigger the security response without anyone noticing. After entering the first door, you immediately need to call the phone again. This time, the call requires you to input a password immediately. After the password, you must destroy the note right away. Then staff will confirm your identity via surveillance video. Then to your own map. Only after confirmation will the second door open. You can proceed to the next floor via the staircase now, but you must place the fourth authorization call right here. Once authorization is successful, the blast door in this location will open automatically, granting you access to the complex's reinforced security zone. This zone is built from reinforced concrete and is segmented into 3 sections, equipped with 4 enormous steel blast doors, sequentially numbered 6, 7, 8, and 9. Doors 6 and 7 pair up as the exterior blast doors, designed to resist the shockwave from a nuclear blast. Doors 8 and 9 form the interior blast doors, capable of withstanding missile strikes. Each door weighs around 2.7 tons and is fixed by 4 substantial hydraulic drive steel pins. All doors feature electronic interlocking, preventing simultaneous opening. To enter the launch control center, you must open door number 8 here and then proceed through this passage to reach it. The outside of the launch control center is also clad in a thick layer of reinforced concrete shaped like a dome to lessen the impact of a nuclear detonation. Internally, it has 3 levels, with the central level suspended by 8 huge vibration-dampening supports from the roof. The top layer, which absorbs the ground shock from a nuclear explosion, is where personnel rest and dine. It contains 3 rooms. The beds for resting are bunk beds, and the other 2 rooms are the dining area and a restroom with a shower. Below the top floor is the middle level, which is also the location of the control center. Personnel can receive and execute launch commands. They need to remain in the control center for the majority of their time. The staff primarily consists of 1 combat commander, 1 deputy combat commander, plus 1 ballistic analysis technician and 1 missile facility technician. In front of the combat commander is a launch control station featuring numerous gauges to indicate the missile status and the overall condition of the control center. Additionally, there is a key-activated switch here that we will be utilizing in a moment. To the left of the room is the emergency wall safe, typically colored red. Inside, it holds the necessary launch codes and all top-secret documents. It is secured with 2 combination locks. Only 1 commander knows each code. This ensures that no single person can open this safe. Next to the safe are 3 large cabinets containing wireless communication equipment. Following this is the co-pilot's control panel station, mainly responsible for handling all communications. He also has a key-activated switch here. This switch is separated by a certain distance from the main commander's control console. This design can't guarantee that 1 person cannot activate both switches simultaneously. Therefore, to launch the missile, 2 people must be present simultaneously, turn the keys and hold them for 5 seconds. 2 empty. In the room, there are many surrounding control panels. They are mainly responsible for managing the power supply facilities, missile launch control, attack target positioning, and missile guidance. On one of the panels among them is a valve control device used to regulate the valve on the missile. The valve is located on the oxygen supply line for the first stage engine of the missile. Without the correct password, the valve cannot be opened. Only when the missile is about to be officially launched can the password be obtained. This function is mainly to prevent accidental missile launch. On the wall behind is a ventilation duct. It extends to the surface via the vent shaft. A pressure relief valve sits atop the pipe. This valve is usually open for venting, but a nuclear shockwave will pass through the air intake port on the surface into the ventilation duct. At this time, the shockwave will push the valve to move, and as the shockwave travels along the delay pipeline, before the shockwave arrives, the valve will close completely, thereby protecting the control center from destruction. After discussing the control center, we will move on to the 3rd floor, which stores auxiliary equipment such as the power distribution system, comms gear, sewage tanks, and AC units. The 3rd floor also has a vent duct, allowing staff to use it if the blast-proof exit is destroyed. This ventilation duct for escape, it contains a ladder that allows climbing directly to the surface. Having finished with the control center, we will now enter the missile launch silo to examine it. Entry into the silo requires first opening door number 9. This corridor leads to the silo interior. The whole silo is 45 meters high. The silo's containment is made of 2 cylindrical shells, inner and outer. The outer casing is equipped with all the necessary equipment for missile launch. It is divided into 9 layers in total, with a ladder on each layer. An elevator is also provided, but the elevator only provides passage for floors 2 to 8. 6 levels permit access to the inner silo casing. Retractable platforms surround the inner casing. After opening the blast door, staff can reach the platform to service the guide Ants missile. At the bottom of the inner casing is an annular platform that supports the missile. This annular platform is suspended from the inner casing by 4 massive spring assemblies. These springs absorb vibration. A circle of dampers connects around the ring platform. The dampers keep the platform stable during launch. The missile is fixed to the launch stand by 4 explosive bolts. Upon missile launch, the explosive bolts will ignite, consequently releasing the missile. The missile produces powerful sound waves during its launch sequence, which can lead to damage to the guide. Missile damage. To fix this, a spray cooling system is mounted below the missile. When the missile fires, the system sprays water, which meets the missile's cold gas and becomes radiated. Installed at the very bottom of the launch silo is a flame deflector. The exhaust gas generated by the missile launch is split in 2 by the deflector and then travels up along the outer wall of the silo, finally exiting from the ground. Besides these external launch structures, there is another important piece of equipment, the well cap. It is a reinforced concrete slab weighing over 600 tons, equivalent to more than a dozen loaded Boeing 737 planes. Despite its weight, it opens fast in under 20 seconds. That's because 4 sets of rollers are installed under the cap. These 4 sets of rollers are controlled by the hydraulic drive system located below the well, capable of supplying tremendous power. We now have a general grasp of the launch silo. Next, let's examine how the missile is launched. When the missile is preparing for launch, the personnel in the control center receive an urgent encoded message. The commander will record the code and perform a cross-check. When verifying the code's authenticity, the main and backup commanders take the launch key and emergency documents from the red safe. After confirming the order, staff start activating the launch sequence. To unlock the valve control device and open the oxygen supply pipe, then the 2 commanders will each turn the launch key and hold for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, the missile will activate. This process is irreversible once initiated successfully. The bottom jet system will then operate, and simultaneously the manhole cover will open, allowing the missile to launch out of the well opening. The entire launch process actually takes less than 1 minute. In fact, by this point, you should have already discovered that the missile we are launching is the famous Titan II nuclear missile, but the Titan II missile was later replaced by the Minuteman missile. Currently, the Titan II missile silo has become a tourist attraction, and it is also the world's only nuclear missile silo open to the public.